All right. Yeah, this is the week of August 11th to August 16th. I just want to quickly record every week. Uh, I don't know if this will work, but just what I do every week. So what I did this week, it's just a good way for me to keep track of, how my progress has been, but also, just let others know how the life of an assistant professor on tenure track is like. Particularly, also, I want to be honest here and open. Is It's not, at least for me, not like I'm doing this like in a very tense manner. There's a lot of procrastination and a lot of pushing myself to be on track and to do certain things and deliver. You're always late, you're always busy, and things like that. So, okay, let me just take a look at my calendar, how my week was. Okay, so the week I started very slow actually. So um, my I was traveling 2 weeks ago, but I just arrived from Singapore 2 weeks ago, and I was still jet lagged somehow. I really did not work a lot last week. I was very not motivated, and I did very little stuff. But there, and especially because there was so much. I mean, I was on holidays for 2 weeks, holidays, conference travel, and so on. So there's lots of to-dos left on my plate, and that made me even more nervous, more anxious, and I just didn't do much. So the days, this week the days started the summer, so it's almost the end of summer. So the good days are almost over now. The free days where I have almost all day for myself, those are very rare after the summer. But nowadays, yeah, I get a lot of those. And so yeah, so the let's see what I did on Monday. Yeah, okay. Throughout this week, I had a few things that I had planned. As far one is this ridiculous shit that is expense management. So I had done a lot of travel in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and also over the last few months. I had to submit all those receipts and get those reimbursed. Obviously, yeah, Rutgers decided that they have a new system now and it's all new. And so I had to watch that 1 hour training video to get how to work that and then submit all the invoices there. And it's an unbelievably complex system. Obviously, yeah, you have to make it complex. So it's very complex, and I had to learn all of it and did it. And gave keep and okay, the beauty of the system now is it just denies if you don't do it properly. And it's very hard to know what is the proper way to do it. So I did something, I submitted all of those, and a lot of those got returned, and some of those which I had submitted already 2 months ago got returned because they don't anymore accept the old system and get to get the new system. Anyway, okay. So one thing you'll realize in these videos is how much I complain. It's just, yeah, there's so much to complain. Um, and I'm usually a bit more on the side that I complain a lot. Anyway, so that took a lot of time. And then I was catching up with a lot of email. I usually have a lot of Twitter uh, likes, which I like a lot of stuff, and then I go through all of them when I have time. So that was a backlog. These are usually like papers, news articles, and so on that I read. So there was a lot of that backlog because of my travels. So I'm spending a lot of time on that. Then okay, the main to-dos for this week were I had to submit my IRBs. So there were three pending IRBs for three projects. So I had to submit that. Again, IRB is a huge headache. It's a boring job. I mean, might take eventually, I don't know, 1 hour of work, but it just is such a pain on the head that I really want to keep procrastinating, avoiding that. So that was the first big thing. So these three IRBs. Then I had my trip to Barcelona coming up next week already. Actually, I'm leaving on Sunday next week. So I had to plan for that, and I had to, talk to people, look at the schedules, create poster presentations. I haven't done that yet, but just emailing people, setting up meetings, and planning who I want to meet, where I want to travel. Catching up with some old friends. So that was another. The third one was to there was this deadline for Wisdom where I'm working on a project with Aris and his student and Stefan, the postdoc. The student is TNE. This is a great project. It's called it's on diversifying news diets. So yeah, there's a lot of threads in this video, but and lots of tangents. But this project on diversifying news, I very vividly remember like one of the things that we did, I don't know, 2015 during my second year of PhD was like actually trying to work on creating this sort of diversified news diets based on some Yahoo News data. Obviously, yeah, we were working with people at Yahoo Barcelona back then. Gianmarco was at Yahoo at that time, and we had gotten some grant where I spent like a month in Barcelona. Anyway, that didn't go anywhere. Diversifying news. It seems like a very simple problem, but it's also a very complex problem. And surprisingly, there's very little work in that space. Like that actually works and that is practical. So, we are trying to combine the sort of like theoretical aspects of it with something that, works on real world data, has real impacts and so on. So, yeah, there's that. So throughout the week, I was working on these. Uh, and yeah, so I mean, okay, good thing is I just yesterday, after all week of procrastinating, I submitted the IRB. I was at the end, like I don't know, I spent all day yesterday working on it, and I was so pissed off at how fucked up the systems are. Like again, like a lot of those are okay, you did not use the right template. This template expired in 2022. Just use this other template. So I had to open this template, copy paste like every answer that I had written from this template to this template. And you realize like, okay, the only thing that changed is like maybe two questions or something. And anyway, so there were like two or three documents like that. Okay, the consent forms you're using are the wrong ones. So you have to use this one. Okay, I have to use that one again. So anyway, so that I was so pissed off by the end of the day, finishing the RP, but I know I may not have done it fully properly, but I just couldn't take it anymore. So that was the first one. I finished my Spain travel plans, so I'll talk about it next week probably. Then we submitted the wisdom paper. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, it was decent enough. I mean, it's not the best of the best, I would say, but it's not bad. I mean, the main drawbacks are, I think, the motivation was not completely proper. Like I know what the limitations of it are. Hopefully it'll go through, but yeah, that was a thing. Uh, and yeah, so that these three happened. And then obviously, when you're away and you come back, there's so much other stuff that keeps piled up, right? Like, so lots of emails, so lots of project money that needs to be spent, lots of infrastructure that just crashed over your holidays. That, okay, so, we are collecting this WhatsApp data from this WhatsApp Explorer project, and we're getting in the peak times, we were getting like around 10 gigabytes a day content. So no, 10, not 10. Yeah, it's around 50 to 70 gigabytes a day of content. And so that's a lot of content. And we had rented out, like we're using AWS. So we had gotten like this on demand, but that was in the tens of thousands, the bills for that. And I'm running out of money. So we said, okay, this is the end. Like we just got a 3 terabyte disk, 2 months ago or so. And I thought that would be it, but that got filled. And so new users were being added, but we're not getting data from them. And all the pipelines that were existing were not running. So all the dashboards that we had built were not running. So someone else was using that, was complaining. It was just a mess. And the guy didn't know what to do. So I kept telling him, okay, compress the data, move this here. But when he compresses the data, that other thing that depends on this data is now broken. So they keep complaining. So yeah, there's lots of that stuff. And so uh, I came back, tried to do something, copy it to my other desktop, but that just it's too many files, so it just does not copy. The disk keeps failing, and I had to, spend again a lot of money to get a new 1 terabyte extra partition. So that is a temporary solution for now. Hopefully that works. Um, and then, yeah, I had a bunch of other projects that where I'm just attending meetings, things like that. A lot of the projects are like that. And one thing I was, had on my to-do list, maybe, I will do it later today, is to actually trim down those and say, okay, I don't want to do these, or I don't want to be involved in these because, I'm not really able to spend some time and contribute. So cut down on those projects and have a smaller set of projects where I actually am involved and can actually make some contributions. So that's something I plan to do as well. Yeah, so that was how my week was. Lots of really, really different things. I had also written some code, like maybe, spent 2 or 3 hours writing some code to clean up and understand the data that we got from YouTube data donation. This was run like around 200 users or so as a pilot. We want to scale that up now to a lot more users. Also in India, firstly, we built those tools, so now we want to run that. So hopefully that will yeah. So basically, we got some location data, some um, browsing data, some YouTube data, and so on. So I was exploring some of that and trying to build some simple data visualizations and so on. So I spent some a few hours there. That helped me also inform, like, what our data collection procedure would be, so I could write the IRB document and so on. So, but yeah, a lot of planning, a lot of meetings, a lot of thinking, but not really a lot of doing. But yeah, that's the usual week. And as you can see, I mean, there's even while I'm talking, you can see how the context which happens, right? Like, so, you go, there's so many of these, and you go and think of like one specific thing, spend a few hours there, or back, and then do other things. And so it just really needs a lot of very clear planning. I try to come up with some sort of plan every day to see, this is what I want to do, but it's very hard to focus and keep doing that. There's a lot of procrastination. Obviously, if I had like 40 hours this week, maybe I productively worked for like 15 hours or so. The rest is all just splintered, and maybe there's ups and downs here and there. And I mean, obviously, it's not all unproductive, but it's okay, reading some paper or something where I may not have made a productive use of that time, like if I focused on something specific. Okay, so that's it for this week, and I'll see you next week.